I can tell you about comic books this week. They're good comic books. Many pages with artwork and the Incredible Hulk, but Hulk does not eat beans in this particular issue.
Damn! I was just letting you go.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
Ryan J. Seymour.
You get the initials, man.
It makes it official.
It does. Dang it! Like I always got to remember that I should throw like some initials in there somewhere.
Like Victor Dandridge Jr. the Second Esquire.
Dang, that sounds official.
That is official as hell.
It is. You know what? My next business cards, that's happening. I'm definitely putting that on there. I might put a T-shirt too, just
Also,
because.
put at the bottom like lyrics from a Guns N' Roses song, like "Welcome to the Jungle." Next level. It's kind of true.
But I would want to go like something like "Sweet Child of Mine," just for no good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That works.
Mixed with some Kumo D. Yeah, because I just learned a Kumo D lyric that I've been singing wrong my entire life.
Really?
Today. Yeah. We'll talk about it later. So, we've got some amazing books.
Yes.
We had a couple of suggestions, which we thoroughly appreciate. And we actually managed to nab a couple of those.
Yes.
Even better, goodness. Okay, so on our honorable mentions where we're starting, we've got one that's the same?
One the same.
Okay. And then we kind of go all over the place with some goodness. Where do you want to start with this?
Why don't you start with Obey Me? Because that was one of the suggestions we had.
Okay, yeah. So Obey Me is crazy kind of cool, actually. So we got Mario Mentasti and Ben Herrera. It's from Dynamite. So the art style of this is a little reminiscent of like Michael A. Von Oming.
Okay, I was wondering that when I was flipping through.
Yeah. Definitely a little reminiscent of that. It's got like a little bit of a cartoonish vibe to it. But the whole thing is hellish soul collectors, which is really kind of in your...
I was like, go on.
It's in your wheelhouse. Soul collectors that are at odds with one another because there's a competition for trying to catch a particular soul. So it's kind of cool. Dialogue-wise, I think we're like just getting started. Yeah. But what will come out of this is going to be beautiful.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. So I had fun with it. I appreciated it. I enjoyed it. It was good. Yeah. Yes. What do you got?
I think we'll stick with the infernal theme.
Oh, let's do that.
Zenescope, Hellchild.
Oh,
Blood Money.
This is also a request.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very cool. I'm very glad that of all the books that we didn't get this week because of damages and whatnot, that we actually got this so I could read it. Let's see, Ralph Tedesco and Butch Mappa are the creative team behind it.
Okay.
This is the story about a rich kid who gets caught up in a situation where a couple prostitutes that he and his friends are with get killed.
Whoa.
And
as rich kids do.
Yeah, which is totally, it's Powerball money. Powerball money.
I mean, you know.
And the father tries to take care of everything, but it doesn't go particularly well because it's still found out what happened. So the father hires Hellchild, who I don't know yet, but something tells me that she has supernatural powers that come from a source of the opposite of good. So has been hired to protect this kid because clearly he needs protection from himself.
How did the father contact Hellchild? Was there a Craigslist ad? Was it something in the phone book?
Somebody suggested her.
Okay.
And the somebody is kind of a fixer. And earlier in the book, he says, "Oh, don't worry, there's no bodies to be found." So I think he is of ill repute.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like it. So word of mouth is how Hellchild makes sense. I mean, you can't. Can you leave business cards for such thing? Like, I think that's
like you don't like Craigslist,
right? Like Hellchild J. Esquire does not really work so well at all.
It just doesn't.
Okay. Good to know. Let's see. Where else do we want to go? Champions. Can I do champions? Okay. So I picked this one up solely on the cover. I'll be 100% honest. It's Zub, it's Cummings, and the truth comes out, right? And it's Miles Morales looking like something bad happened. Yeah. So I'm like, let's read this. We find out what happened, but that is not the story. And there's a lot of things, like I have to admit, like I've not been gotten like this since like the late 90s in terms of a cover selling me a story
Yeah.
that is not the focus of a book. It got me. It definitely got me. I haven't been reading this at all, so there's a lot of things that I was like, oh, okay, this is happening and that's happening. Good to know. This collection of heroes is basically, I mean, I would say the current Marvel iterations version of the New Warriors.
Okay.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a fair statement. So we're looking at Miles Morales. We've got Viv, Vision's daughter,
Yeah.
right? We've got Ms. Marvel. We've got, let's see, who all do we have in this one? Because, I mean, we're talking Nova. There's a character named Falcon who is not Falcon. I don't know who this is. There's a few winged characters in this.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there was a lot of a bit of a learning curve to try to figure out everyone. I think this is Amadeus Cho, but now going by Braun. We were just talking about like how I don't know this character as well, so maybe that's my fault. I'll admit that. Did I like it? The art was really cool. Shout out to, let's see, who did the art on this one? This one is nope. This is not credits page. It's like a false credits page.
Everybody
Rude.
but the creative
Right?
team.
Like what in the world? There we go. Stephen Cummings. That's his name. I really liked it because it's got like a digital style to it that works really well. It was really cool. Characters wise, maybe because I'm not familiar with the story wholly, and there was a lot of people I wasn't loving, but it's an interesting one. I think if you are reading this is a pivotal issue for you. Sets up some things, so it's not bad.
Pretty decent.
Major X though.
Okay. I don't know, man. All right, so I read it.
Okay.
The creative team is Rob Liefeld and Rob Liefeld.
Whoa, not Liefeld and Liefeld, attorneys at law.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't. When you get that letter from them, you cease and you desist.
Feed indie what?
I don't know. That's something my lawyer told me once when I was trapped in the IRS
I'm with that.
building.
I'm with that.
So, yeah. This alternate universe future timeline dude shows up. I think it's at the Avengers mansion, not the Avengers, X-Men mansion.
Okay.
Fights Cable with a future beast, and then like stuff, and then
Okay, I have to admit, this is giving me all kinds of the nostalgia heartache.
it's super. Yeah, it's super is X-Force. It's like if that was your jam,
right?
you're gonna absolutely
You need
love
this.
You need this in your life.
Ugh.
If you're a flipper or a speculator,
Okay.
one who traffics in the future potentials of comics.
Yes.
There are couple first appearances in this issue.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fan of like old school '90s Rob Liefeld and that kind of action,
You need this.
Definitely pick it up. If you're not, this is definitely not the book for you. But like,
snap.
Like that's I'm kind of
Whoa.
Yeah, read the name. So kind of interesting. So yeah, that's kind of where I was at with it. Like I wasn't a big
Man.
fan of X-Force back in the day,
Right.
So it wasn't really in my wheelhouse,
Right.
But
But you recognize it as a thing that people are gonna.
yeah, because it is exactly that. So if you're longing for that, major X it up.
Would you suggest reading this while playing the X-Men '90s cartoon in the background? Okay.
Yeah, if you're not, you're probably doing things wrong.
Dang it. Okay, so with this one, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the store and we're going to get boxes of cereal and we're going to actually open the cereal,
yeah.
put the issue in there, right?
Yeah.
Boom, and then you watch that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's kind of a
It's not
genius.
bad.
Yeah. Can you resell cereal after you open it and put in a new prize? I mean, you don't have to open up the actual bag.
Probably, maybe.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Let the Rycor lawyers deal with that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Section 0.
Really kind of interesting.
It really kind of was, actually. So this one's through Shadowline Image. We've got is it Carl? Yeah, Carl Cassell, Tom Grummett, which like this is also very '90s.
It totally
like, creative
is.
reel for me. Like Tom's work on Superman is like some of my first.
Oh yeah.
Like the death of Superman stuff. This is some of the first. Yeah, Richard Starkings actually did the lettering.
It's amazing and
this
it's
is-
awesome. It's weird because it's like if you took the concept of like the Illuminati and cryptozoic creatures and like a shadowy government cabal that protects us, and that wasn't something that was really done a lot in the 90s. And
Right.
then you took that idea and put it back there. The costumes, the way they're talking, the art style.
It's so
it's-
perfect.
Yeah. And
It's kind of it's like a different take on the Fantastic Four in a way, and Challengers of the Unknown.
Yeah.
So, like, using those as like the launch points, this comes across as something really unique, really fun. I'm overtly upset because let me tell you, I actually just premiered my own iteration of. We'll call it. Actually, I'm going to show you. We'll call it like the my own iteration of the Fantastic Four in a short story, and the costumes. They share a resemblance, and I'm like, dang it! I thought I was creating something brand new, and then they're like, yeah, no, there's no such thing as new stuff under the sun. Ha ha, joke's on you.
yeah, just back to the drawing board.
I mean, no, I'm gonna keep mine because I'm lazy. Because that's what I do. I mean, sometimes you come up with something, you love it. There's no reason to get rid of it just because other people have done stuff. I don't care about them. Let's see, where'd you go? Come on, seriously. This is the time when like the actual internet doesn't want to work
yeah,
for me.
it just craps out.
And all right, I'll show you later.
That is fair.
That's what I'll do. Oh wait.
Oh.
That's it. Did I find it? Yeah, I did. All right. So the simple graphic of the design, something across the chest. Yeah. You know, but that's all right. Like we're playing with colors in a opposing sort of way. So I think they can stand, side by side. I think really what I'm aiming for with that statement of comparison is the crossover that I'm trying to seed. So
Just setting it up.
Jim, holla at me. Carl, we can figure it out. Just make my people show up. Multiversal. It's fine. It's whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It was good. Did you like it though?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It's they're fighting cryptozoic critters.
yeah.
That's my.
That's
I
your
don't
jam.
have a choice.
Go ahead, say it. It's your jam-a-lamb.
Yeah,
Jim
I was like, at
Ding
first, I was
Dong.
worried that the first thing
Right.
was going to be Chupacabra. I'm like, Chupacabra is not from there.
Right. Like, don't get that
Just
wrong. Don't get that wrong. But they pulled it off very
Yes,
well.
very well.
And I think that's the thing that I really liked about it was I thought I had an impression where it was going to go, and then it kind of
It totally-
flipped
yeah.
everything. So
Yeah, because when that first thing kind of like drops out of the,
and I was
the
like,
UFO,
oh,
like,
here we go.
Oh no,
Wait, what?
that's not what they
That's
normally
not what
do.
this is,
Yeah.
right? So I think that's kind of the cool part is again taking the Fantastic Four Challengers of the Unknown piece, and again these are like tropes that have existed for a very long time, and really finding a new way to display it.
Oh yeah,
That's a really good job. I mean, but coming from classic legendary creators,
creative team. Yeah, I
mean-
expect nothing less.
right? Like if you didn't do that, losers. What's wrong with you? You guys lost a step. Never did ever. All right, so. We've got one that's the same here.
Onto the acrylics. Yes, just one
Okay.
solitary book.
All right, so
Because you got one of them is a suggestion.
yes,
One of mine is a suggestion.
yes. Do you want to do the suggestions first?
Yeah,
Let's
why not?
do that. All right. I'm gonna go with Oberon. Aftershock. I don't believe that I read the first issue, and certainly not the second one. So I'm jumping in on issue 3, and it's Ryan Parrott and Milo Slakovic, maybe.
From the
Maybe.
Connecticut Slakoviches.
I thought I recognized him. I thought I did. I think I might owe them money. First of all, let me tell you, like the art on this is beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. The line work is so subtle, and the way that the coloring works with it, it's not really a mix that you would think should work because there's like a painterly quality over really fine lines, but it works really, really well. The immediate vibe that I get from this is like a long form version of Labyrinth, and I love that movie. So this already is going to win a million times for me. This is a trait that I'm definitely picking up. Like there's no two ways about it. And I wasn't sure like, age demographic wise where it fit. It does get a little grown upper issue, if you will. Not necessarily in gratuitousness, but in some of the language, it gets a little up there. But this is awesome. We're dealing with a young person that's transported to a world of fairies and trying to figure out where the lines are drawn. And it seems like there's a lot of interweavings of known fairy tales throughout this whole thing. And I mean, if that's your bag, this is kind of perfect. I mean, we got references to Oberon, and there's a certain Disney princess that gets mentioned.
Yeah.
So, this is dope. Have you been checking this one out?
Oh yeah, I've been digging it. It's got this real, it's like a real playful Vertigo kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like it's not as
That's a really good call.
dark or as, but it's really solid.
It's very, very good. Very good. I was happily pleased with
Yes.
that one. To come in on issue 3 and I'm just like, all right, yeah. And Oberon I kind of love. Like I feel like Oberon is like walking this Lucifer line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like that. I like it a lot.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. So this was another suggestion.
Yes.
The Immortal Hulk, number 16. Al Ewing and Joe Bennett. Oh, where do we even begin?
Man, that's
It's-
a pretty book.
Yeah. Because Al Ewing is taking it in kind of a horror direction,
Right.
like an old pulp kind of horror vibe to it. They're really, really cool nods to the old television series.
Okay.
Like there's a reporter that's kind of trying to follow Bruce Banner's trail, and her name is Jackie McGee. Jack McGee. Really cool. The violence level, like if you're wanting to see Hulk do Hulk violence on
Right.
stuff,
I mean, that's oh my gosh.
yeah.
That's
So it's like
over the top and I love
right,
it.
yeah, it's super, super brutal. And I don't know, it's really cool in the sense that they're playing with these archetype characters that have been around for a little bit, or like characters that kind of weren't that cool.
Okay.
Out of the Red Hulk story arc.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. Betty. Dang it, that's a tough one because I can't, because that'll spoil
I was
that.
gonna say, can you do it without spoiling? That's
yeah.
the question.
Ugh. What you're gonna need to do, you're gonna need to go buy the first 2 trades.
Okay.
Really, really good stuff.
Right.
There's additional prints of the other issues coming out here really, really soon.
Okay.
Grab this because it's also the first appearance-ish, I think, of a particular character. But it's Evil Hulk. It's like
This is awesome.
yeah, like
I'm
it's
loving all
Hulk back
parts of
to a
this.
monster, but he's got that little bit of Banner intelligence. Really, really.
So he knows what he's doing. Like,
Yeah,
you can't
and-
even feign like ignorance on his behalf.
and he enjoys it.
Oh.
That's the scarier part. Is that he's doing all this stuff and he's actively loving it.
Hulk smashed a lot. And He likes it. That is good
Yes,
stuff.
very, very
Al Ewing, though, I mean,
Right.
has there been a book that Al Ewing has touched that you're like, eh?
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. All right. So I took on Justice League. Again, Snyder, Jimenez, and again, I'm not loving Snyder's run, but this 6th-dimensional Justice League has me. Like I'm so interested in it, and a lot of that pays off here, which is really cool. What I think is interesting is so Scott Snyder being a player and a major player at DC, you think like there is a simple understanding of the fundamental nature of these characters. And I guess maybe that's even part of why I've had like such a disinterest in some of the stuff that he's done, because I can't see and I'm being honest, my version of these DC iconic heroes doing some of the things that he's had them do, you know? And I guess it's kind of the weird thing, like, you know, clearly Jon Stewart in Cosmic Odyssey, spoilers, I mean, this book is like 30 years old. But he failed and, you know, Zenescope got destroyed. So Jon Stewart is not like the greatest example of a person, but he wasn't like the greatest Green Lantern at the time either. So the notion of these characters ever doing something so far off the rails of who they are as heroes, just, I can't. And so Dark Knight's Metal started it, you know, they broke the source wall. These aren't the guys that would do that. Like that's just how I feel. I'll admit it. I'm old fuddy-duddy when it comes to my DC guys. So in keeping in line with that, you know, try not to let that kind of cloud my stuff. It's fun. It's a fun read. Some very interesting things. I don't know if I feel like any of it lasts, though. I think that's one of those things where the scale of this is so gargantuan, and because it only seems to resonate in the Justice League books, I can't invest too heavily into it. And that kind of stinks. Like I've seen behind the curtain too long. Which is stinky. Speaking of seeing behind the curtain. All right, let's do it.
All right. The small press company. All right. New from Vantage InHouse. Never too late. Vicar Dandridge Jr.
Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. Harold Edge.
Yes.
And
One show, man.
show?
That's
Okay.
literally how you
All
say
right.
it. Yeah,
I was worried. I was like,
No. You're like, I don't want to sound rude, but
So it is the follow-up to Trouble with Love.
yes.
Which is one of my personal, like just in general, one of my
Yes.
personal favorite books, because it takes the story of like a Superman type character from his particular universe.
I love that you were telling this to me. Like, this is so
Yeah,
great
like, listen,
right
like,
now.
you
Like,
might
don't
wanna
even
check this
understand. Yeah, I know. It's a good book. You should recommend it.
damn it!
I'm sorry. No, this is amazing. Okay.
So his son, who's estranged, because his father broke up with his mother.
Right.
So it creates a situation where the son is just like, what's going on? Why weren't we good enough? And it takes this character that is supposed to be like the paragon of everything virtuous and right, and he's like, I'm human. I fell in love with somebody else. There's and we've been there, and we know people who have been there, and so it's this. It doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't matter if you can fly or you can throw a car across a mountain. You're still at that point, a real person.
Right.
So this picks up after that, and what better way to fix things than to fix things?
Right.
He has access.
Wow, that's a great statement. Can I quote you on that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
what's
ahead.
happening?
Because he has access to time travel, and he can go back and because everybody, if you've read Trouble with Love,
That's the hard part of how to.
Yeah.
I struggle with this one because in order to successfully pitch this book, I have to spoil something about the Trouble with Love.
Yeah.
Which is always the hard part.
Yeah. So there's some traumatic thing that has happened in both his past and his son's past, and he realizes he can go back in time and he can prevent that without damaging his son and without erasing the future that he has become so fond of because he has the love of his life, someone that actually gets him 100%. He does not want to risk that.
Right.
And this is how many issues is this going to be?
It's going to be 4.
4? Okay.
4-parter.
So I went in reading this kind of thinking it's going to be like Trouble with Love 1 and done.
Yeah.
So I get to the end and I'm like, son of goat. So it picks up where he's going to do this. He's going to go back in time, but it doesn't go 100% smoothly because there's complications with time travel. And that's where it gets really, really weird because where do you go when
Okay.
Yeah, so it's something I really enjoyed. I don't. Is going to be on? It's going to be at multiple conventions that you set up.
Yes. Definitely at multiple conventions. It's actually going to be at Wizard World St. Louis, which I'll be at this weekend. So you can definitely grab it there. It will be here at Comic Town exclusively in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, that's right. You get first dibs. What? That's right.
Science.
Favoritism. So, but no, I really appreciate you reading this one because one, I value your opinion. That's very important to me. And two, to really see if this holds up because The Trouble with Love has been like my most critically acclaimed title to date. Yeah. Like everyone's like, I've never had anyone read it and be like, you suck, stop. Like, you're done. Okay.
Lifetime
like,
movie crap.
Yeah, like boo. So, and of course the one thing that everyone ever always asked for was they wanted more. So, in trying to give them that, that's what this is. Yeah. And I swear your reaction gave me such joy. Because
when I got to the end and I'm like, oh, there's still a few more. No,
you're like, no, that's it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's the end of the first issue. And you're like, the other one was a one shot. I'm like, not this one. Not this one.
I was bamboozled.
And you're like, no, what? Wait.
No, I really thought it was a one shot.
This is what I just needed this one. Yeah, no. This is book 1. Yeah, literally book 1. So
because I can't wait to see because when he goes back far enough, there's gonna be interactions and there's gonna be so many more questions.
Dude, just you wait. Just you wait. Just you wait. We got to move a couple of these before Harold gets started completely on issue 2. So buy them, please, because literally your purchase of these things helps me fund further creations. So with your support, I make more art. Okay, so funny thing.
Yep.
Peter David didn't want me to do this one.
Really?
Yeah, that's right. The Peter David. I gave him a copy, a few copies actually, of The Trouble with Love, and I told him about some of the storyline threads that I was going to do. And he wanted me to do the 4th one in the line, 4th one, first, like as the follow-up. And I'm telling him about this one. He's like, nah, forget that one. And so I was like, no, but I got like a big plan, Peter. And he's like, I hear you on your plan, but I'm Peter David. You should do this one.
Yeah, it's like,
and I'm like,
here, look at my ID. It says Peter David.
And I'm like, dang it, what do I do? What do I do? I didn't listen to Peter David. So we'll see if that works out for me or not.
Yeah.
I'll be this could be on my gravestone. It'll say, I should have listened to Peter. And there you go. There you go. That's me. Okay, so last but certainly not least, oh my gosh, it's here.
Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
Russell Dodderman.
This giant tome of a book. How many pages is this?
Many.
Yeah.
Metric many, maybe?
Yeah, there's quite a few. War of the Realms is here. This has been, I mean, how many years are we talking for the build-up here?
Aaron's been working on this, like building up story layers.
Yeah.
My brain wants to say 10 years, but that can't be right.
I don't think that you're wrong, though. I mean, like, Original Sin was 2009, wasn't it? 2009, 2010, maybe?
Maybe?
And that's the beginning of Thor becoming unworthy, which set the stage for Jane becoming Thor. Spoiler. It was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It was like a while ago. It's only been 5?
Is it 5?
Really? Oh my God, it feels so much longer.
Okay, see,
Stop the madness.
the couple times I've been abducted by aliens
Yeah.
has made it feel like more
I feel
time is-
like our proximity, I lost some time with you.
Mhm.
I'll call it the Walmart effect. Like when you go into Walmart for one thing and you leave like 5 hours later, you can't figure out why.
Yeah.
Same thing. Okay, so thank you for that correction, Scott. This has been this magnum opus piece that he's been writing towards. This is
what I don't like about it.
ooh, let's
and,
go.
and this is a weird one.
Mhm.
It's not the book.
Right?
It is the way that Marvel has handled it.
Mm.
Marvel has hyped it as their big event crossover book,
Okay.
and some big stuff happens in it.
Yes.
But it's a very Thor title.
I was just about to
Like,
say that.
that's what it is. And
You are absolutely right. I think that's the one thing that I took away as well that I didn't like is that if this is supposed to be a big event title, it should not be so Thor centric.
yeah,
That's like, okay, so in comparison, Civil War, you could say is a Captain America Iron Man story,
Yeah.
but it features a ton of people
Yeah.
very successfully while still revolving around their
yeah,
clash. And I think that's important. This one being so very Thor centric, and there's been such a big lead up to it. I think possibly, and this is as another writer, what do I know? I'm not Jason Aaron. Don't mind the beard, but you're right. Like the focus on the Thor aspect of it right away. I don't know if that would have been what I would have
Yeah.
wanted either.
which detracts from how much I really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, because you can't see the scale yet. It's so Thor, you can't see the scale of its effects on the Marvel universe. Wow, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
because some
There's some
big stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
battles happen. Bifrost has been jacked up.
Yeah. That's dude. They can't keep a Bifrost.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what does that run? Like, how much does it cost to repair the Bifrost?
Yeah.
Who manufactures that? Because they need to start ordering that in bulk.
Yeah.
Like for real. This don't make no sense.
Get some Mangog insurance or
right?
something.
Like, come on,
'cause-
Mangogs, man, jerks. Can you get Mangog insurance?
I don't know. Maybe.
What company sponsors that?
Oh, dang.
Is
I
that
don't
an act of Mangog? Can you insure against that?
know. Sorry.
I'm sorry, that was bad.
And as people now leave the room.
Yeah, I'm
Can't see
sorry.
behind the camera.
Literally in here, they're gone. No, that's an interesting thing though, because so to your point, even the War of Realms, clearly from a Thor mythos standpoint, there are 10,
Yes.
but there are realms on Earth as well.
Yeah.
Are we? I mean, from a retailer standpoint, have they promoted? I don't know, tie-in issues that are gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's too many tie-in issues.
Oh,
in
man.
my opinion.
Okay.
It's one. There's almost a tie-in issue. There's like 5 mini series. There's an Unbeatable Squirrel Girl tie-in.
Wow.
Like yeah. So it's
Everybody's
like
got a book.
yeah. So it's like really weird, and it makes me wonder if it's being hijacked by Marvel. Like if that makes sense.
I get that. Like he had such a great idea, and they're like, you know what, we can use this, and he's like,
Dang
fine.
it. Just go ahead.
Fine.
Just go ahead.
You know what though? I have to wonder, and I'm not putting this out in the universe because I want to see this. But is this like the end of his contract, kind of thing?
I kind of wonder, like, where do you go?
Right, because Hickman kind of did that,
Yeah.
where after Secret Wars he left,
Yeah.
and thank goodness he's coming back.
Yeah.
Yay. But I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Jason Aaron is kind of writing a lot of their big tier things. And I guess maybe that's kind of why I feel kind of, I don't know, let down a little bit, because I would have loved for the Avengers stuff to play a little bit more prominently.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
Which is weird. 'Cause
Right. He's writing that too. So, and then you have, there are things.
Yeah.
There are things. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have total faith in Jason Aaron. Yep. I know he's going to pull this story off, and it's going to be amazing. I just think I would have started from a different standpoint with issue 1.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a Mark Miller homer. You guys already know this. And with Civil War, it wasn't until the end that Tony and Steve really became focal points.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge point. You know, in that first issue, we set the stakes of where it's going to fall for everyone and then centered on those guys. So I think that's I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a real critique. Art-wise, though,
Yeah.
freaking beautiful.
Russ kills it. Like it's amazing.
Like it's like it's his job. It's like it's what he does.
Someone says, you know, we're going to give you money to draw something.
And he's like,
draws.
you know what? I'm going to draw it really well, better than you thought I could. And we're like, well, we think you could draw it really well. And he's like, you've seen nothing. So far, what realm is your favorite?
Oh, the Frost Giants is so metal.
Yeah, they
like the way it's just presented is just, and how they get there.
Dude. I thought the Muselheim Fire folks were going to be my favorite, but I'm gonna see your Frost Giants, and I'm gonna trump you with the Angel Warriors from Heaven.
Okay, yeah.
Those is not your grandma's angels.
No.
Not at all.
They're
They ain't Charlie's
wings.
angels. They are. They're not Victoria's Secret angels. They're none of that.
Yeah.
So
when even Captain Marvel's like,
what? This could be problematic
this
here.
is not,
I don't.
not good. Not good.
So yeah, this one is definitely going to be a series to watch. How many issues is the mainstay piece?
I think 6.
Okay, all right.
Like
But with
6.
like 11 different tie-ins.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. It's what you do.
Yep.
But yeah. As I said before, I will be at Wizard World St. Louis this weekend. If you have not bought your tickets, please use code U, the letter U, CRE8 Comics, all one word. Save 20% off because I like you a lot. Lick your face like you. Yeah. I won't unless you pay me.
Speaking of stuff, segue out of that. All right, we're going to extend the contest for the Avengers Endgame movie passes.
That's right.
For one more week.
right.
We'll announce it next week.
Yes.
And we just need you to enter.
Yeah. All you got to do to enter is to be a subscriber and in the comments list who you think is not going to make it out of the movie.
Yep.
Who is this the end game for? That's the question. You got to answer it one time for your mind and get 2 tickets.
Yep.
2 tickets that clearly everyone wanted to get today because
Crashing websites.
Yeah, that's awesome. We geeks, man, we are out here.
Yeah.
Let them know we are Legion. Yes. We have assembled.
We rule now.
Yeah,
Finally.
Yeah, we do. Boom. Our power is great, and it shall never wane. Long live us. That was awkward and weird. I like it.
That really kind of was.
Yeah.
I felt it.
It was like a dead ending. It was perfect.
Yeah. A lot like my senior prom.
No, God.